Hello everyone, my name is Ashley. I run the blog scrapandash.blogspot.com. I believe this is my video number 5. And I know you're probably getting sick of seeing Riley, but he's just so much fun to color. And right now I am probably going to be doing the same thing as I did with the dump truck video. I'm going to color and then come back in video 6. We'll be probably constructing a card with him. My husband is having his work is kind of putting together like a craft show type thing, and I'm going to go ahead and give him some cards of mine to try to sell. And so the first thing you have to think of with office people is what kind of cards are they going to want to buy, and birthdays and get wells. So if you can see the pattern paper in the background, that is going to be my inspiration. So I'll be using that in the card. And so the first thing you want to do is pull all the markers that you feel fit. Of course, you can always change your mind, but to help me going, I have picked out a whole bunch of markers. So let's get started. If you know, the thing I like to do first with my Rileys is to color his antlers and his hooves. So with E33, which is sand, you're going to color in little circles and go fairly slow to get even saturation so you don't see any color lines. And then if you've watched some of my other videos, you know that I like to use the E35 for any shadowing or darker areas with the E33. And color his little feet that are sticking out. Okay. And this coloring will be pretty simple since it's not that big of an object to color. E35, which is chamois. And just going to do some shadowing. And I can tell that, I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but it's not coming out as dark as I normally like. My tip is getting pretty white. I'm working on my Christmas cards and I use that. And when your tip is turning white, that means that you need to order a refill and refill your marker because your ink is about all out, which is a good thing because it means you're using them. So don't run out and go buy a new marker. Just buy a refill. They're pretty big and they last a long time, especially with the chows. Okay, and just keep in mind that the colorless blender, which is 0, is not actually a blender. It is more of an eraser. So to get that shadowing, I just went back over with my E33. And for his body, I'm going to do E37. So I did E33, 35, and 37. So that is kind of the light, the mid, and the dark. Kind of the rules of 3. So I know they're going to look really well together and natural. Now, of course, you don't have to stay around those rules, but it's just going to be harder to blend anything with those. And since this is such a fairly object, you just want to really, really go in little circles so that you keep all your edges wet so that you don't see those color lines. There's that. And his bed, again, I think this happened with my witch Riley, but I get in the problem where I use too many browns, so I'm going to kind of mix it up and use E71, which is champagne. It's kind of a different color brown. I like it. It's very neat. And that way it doesn't look like my card's all dreary and drabby because the person is already sick and doesn't need to get any more sad or depressed. Which is why I'm going to use a really bright pattern paper as my main piece too. And one of the reasons, well, I have a ton of get well stamps, but, well, because I really like Riley, but another reason why I really wanted to use this is when I went to a stamp store in the Cincinnati area, and that was E77. With R37, I'm going to color in his thermometer. I found these really cute things to add to a card, and I'm not going to tell you what they are, but I promise it'll be a really cute card, so you have to check back for my other video. But I found it and I can't wait to use it. So okay, and for fun I'm going to make his pillow be a bright orange, and it matches that kind of that darker line in the pattern paper. And this is YR07, so yellow red 07, and it's just kind of a fun color. It'd be actually really good for pumpkins for fall time. Okay, and then I thought BG49 matched that teal stripe in the paper, so it's going to be his blanket. And I might actually get to post and record my next video. As you know, Wednesdays are the days where Aiden's not at home for a little bit, so I actually have some peace and quiet. My husband's on his way home, so I don't know what we'll be doing, but I'll try to do it tonight. That way there won't be so many days between. So there's that. So he is now colored. And if you haven't watched any of my other videos, you know I really like to take C1, the cool gray, and go around my entire stamped object to make it look like he's actually there. Okay. And one more other fun thing I'm going to do with the colorless blender is, with this one I like to add glitter or bling or something, but I can't really do that because there's not really much of an area. So I'm just going to add some white polka dots into his blanket so that they look like a polka dotted quilt. And what you want to do is, I'm using the brush tip. You could use the broad tip, but I'm just holding it down until you see the color start to dissolve. And then you get that perfect little circle shape. Depending on how long you hold down, the larger it gets. It's really cute. Just another little fun detail. You can also, as you can tell, I mean, you can clearly tell it's taking away the color. And if you don't want as bright of a white center, because obviously it's taking away the color, you can use a lighter color of the same color that you started off with, and you'll get the same effect. It just won't be as white in the center, if that makes sense. Okay. And there is his polka dot little covers. So there's Riley. And again, video 6 will probably be me using him in a card. And we used 0, the colorless blender, E33 and E35 for his hooves and antlers, E37 for his main body, YR07 for his pillow, R37 for his thermometer, which is very hot because he has a fever, BG49 for his blanket, and then we took the colorless blender for the polka dots, C1 for the outline or the shadow, which I don't know if you'll be able to see on the camera, but it's there, I promise, and E71, which is champagne, just to bring in a different color brown for the bed, because I think of a wood bed. Now if you have time and you want to add some shadowing to the bed, what I like to use with it is E77, which is maroon. It's the next one in the color family, but you're going to have to work kind of hard and go over it several times with E71 to blend them. Okay everyone, so there's Riley, and I look forward to making video number 6. Thank you for watching. Bye.